What's up, guys? For this vlog, I wanted to let you in on the story behind why we decided to move to Mexico in the first place. Some of you may have gotten the impression from my last video that it's because I am attending school there, but that's not the main reason. That decision to attend school in Mexico actually came later for me. So let me take you guys back a little bit to the first time we experienced Mexico. The story begins back in May of 2018 when my husband and I took a trip to Cabo San Lucas, Baja California Sur. To say it was the best trip we've ever taken would be an understatement, and it's not for the reasons one might think. Yes, of course, Mexico is beautiful. There's so much diversity in terms of what to see and what to do. We love doing all the things that other tourists rave about, like taking a day trip to La Paz and spending the day at one of the most beautiful beaches we've ever seen. We had a blast seeing all the sights, going on an adventure tour in the desert of Los Cabos, indulging in all of our favorite Mexican foods, and getting to experience the famous nightlife of Cabo for ourselves. But what made us want to uproot our lives and live there was how at home we felt. The locals we met there were so kind and had this warm, inviting nature about them that I'll never forget. I remember feeling welcomed at any place we went into, and when people asked us how we were, they really seemed to want to know. They weren't just making small talk or expecting a generic response like, "Good, how are you?" I remember a conversation we had with the owner of a restaurant. She was an elderly woman who came over just to tell us how happy she was to see a young couple in love at her restaurant. She said we reminded her of her and her husband of many years who had passed away, and she gave us advice that we still use to this day. On another night, I remember we spoke to a bartender who shared how he had moved to Cabo to escape the violence in his hometown. His story was heartbreaking, but inspiring at the same time. His bravery really put things into perspective for me, because here was someone who had to leave everything and everyone they knew behind, and there I was, letting irrational fears hold me back from pursuing the life I wanted. It was eye-opening. I remember near the end of our trip feeling like I didn't want to leave, but it wasn't because I was in vacation mode. It was more than that. Something about Mexico brought out a different side of me that felt less inhibited. It was more than just feeling like I could talk to people freely. Their openness and fearlessness was contagious. I caught the bug. And it began seeping into other parts of my life. I started doing things that I had previously been too afraid to do. From jumping off that platform to going back home and quitting a job that I was unhappy with, to making the decision to go back to school. And that's what that trip represents for me. It gave me clarity and a new outlook on life. It made me appreciate and fall in love with Mexico and myself. And it made me want to explore what else we had to offer. That is why we are moving to Mexico. Thanks for watching, guys.